Chippie, old chap, there's something really rather terrible going on outside.
Never mind that. There's something terrible going on right in here, mate.
But Chippie...
Have you seen this?
Chippie?
Have you seen this?
Look, have a look, Chippie.
Hang on. It says here.
Have a look.
I'll read it to you.
Chippie?
It says here that because of the changes to our household, our circumstances, our family capsizing to everything, that we could be affected. We are gonna be affected by something called the under-occupation charge. Yeah, the under-occupation charge. Have you heard something about this, Fish? Have ya?
Yes, surprisingly I have.
So what's it all about then, eh, Fish? What's it all about? 'Cause to be honest, mate, I ain't never heard of it before.
It has been on the news, Chippie, quite a lot, really.
Okay, I've heard about it, but I didn't really understand it, you know. I certainly didn't think it would be affecting my flipping house, did I?
Sadly, I really do think it does, Chippie. Your children have both now left us that don't really officially live here anymore, do they? Obviously, you'd like to keep their bedrooms for them, but the new rules just don't allow for that, I'm afraid.
Oh, I know, but where will the monkeys play, mate? Where will they play? Monkeys has to play somewhere, you know.
Sorry, I don't
Look, anything you can tell me about these new rules, mate, would be good. Anything at all. Forewarned is forearmed, as they say.
Luckily, Chippie, I have been working on a little something to illustrate these new rules.
I didn't know you could draw, mate, especially with those flipper things you've got.
I shall elaborate upon the under-occupation charge with this lovely animation I made earlier.
You have got to be the cleverest fish in the world, that's what you are.
Please, Chippie, let me continue.
You go ahead, mate.
The under-occupation charge, Chippie, first of all, only applies to people of working age that live in social housing. The government...
Oh, thanks, government.
The government has set very, very strict criteria regarding the size of property you need. If affected, as you have been, you will have to pay some rent or possibly some more rent than you currently pay.
This does not sound good. Money's tight as it is, mate.
The thing to remember, Chippie, is that it's not just what you might personally view as spare bedrooms that are affected. The new rules actually assume that whilst couples or single adults need their own room, some children will be expected to share.
Okay.
For example, 2 boys or 2 girls under 16 years will share a bedroom.
Yeah.
A boy and girl under 10 years will share a bedroom. And importantly, no exceptions are made for a child, or in your case a young adult, who does not live permanently in a property.
Don't beat around the bush,
Basically, it doesn't matter how the spare bedroom is used. The new rules will apply even if, for example, you and your partner need to sleep apart because of a medical condition.
Boy, what you doing to me, mate?
The only way you won't be affected is if you live in a 1-bedroom flat or bedsit, or if you or your partner are old enough to receive pension credits. The pension credit age is currently around 61 years and 6 months.
So, at least the pensioners are okay with this then, eh? Okay, so what exactly happens if I do have a spare bedroom or 2 then? As it would seem I have.
If you have 1 spare bedroom, your housing benefit will be cut by 14% of the rent you are charged every week.
Ouch, mate.
If you have 2 or more spare bedrooms, you will lose 25% of your housing benefit.
25%? A quarter? Oh, that's a lot of money for me and Margaret to find every week, isn't it? We could try, but 25%?
It will, I'm afraid, Chippie, be your responsibility to find and pay your landlord the difference between what you get for your housing benefit and your rent charged.
That's a load of money, that is. for us at the moment.
There are a few options open to you, Chippy, but basically I'm afraid that if you want to stay in your property, then you need to find the money and pay the difference yourself.
I don't think that's a realistic prospect, Fish. Not at all, not a bit, nah. I don't think so, at least. It's all a bit bad, isn't it?
Then, first of all, Chippy, you've got to speak to your social housing provider and check your bedroom status. And please get in touch with one of the advice agencies for some expert help. Get a benefit check done. You never know. You may be missing out on key benefits and entitlements.
I don't like this,
Also, with some help, take a close look at your regular bills and payments and have a think about how you currently pay them. If you're in work, you could consider asking your employer if you could increase the number of hours that you work.
Yeah, well, I'm not, am I?
Well, you could contact your local council to ask about some extra financial help. You may be entitled to discretionary housing payments. DHPs, as they are called, are basically extra payments to help with your rent.
I don't like this, This is quite upsetting, this is.
You can contact the benefits section at the council for advice and an application form. However, it is a limited fund, and any possible extra help that the council puts in place will be short-term. Even if you did manage to get it, it should not be seen as a long-term solution to pay a shortfall in your rent.
Okay, so it does all that, right? If doing all that still doesn't find us the money we need, what do we do then?
You could perhaps increase the number of people living in your home, though you do have to be very, very careful of non-dependent charges, Chippy.
I can't see Margaret wants strangers in the house, mate, can you? Besides, the whole point of having the bedrooms is for when the kids come back.
Then, as far as remaining in social housing is concerned, Chippy, I'm afraid you really must think about moving to a property with the right number of bedrooms for your family size.
What, a one-bedroom flat somewhere? Maybe it's miles away. No room to swing a cat. No room for the kids to come home if they ask to.
I'm afraid, according to the government, so it would seem, Chippy.
What's happening there? Oh no, the film's melting. Sorry about that, Fish. So, let me get this right. It boils down to the fact that the government's putting us in a position where we basically has to move, so as we're able to pay our bills and eat and stuff. Don't suppose you'd tell Margaret first, would ya? She's going to get her watches in a right twist.
No thank you. I'd rather not be battered and put in a deep fat fryer.
You and me both, mate. Is that you, Margaret? Hey, Fish, wind the screen up for us, would ya?
Dear.
Oi, who's this geezer?
I was trying to warn you of this earlier, Chippy.
What are you doing in my house? Get out, you muppet.
I did try to tell you,
What are you doing here? Don't look at me like that. Put those teeth away. Hey, you should see a dentist with those things. Get out of here.
Oh, I say.